Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ruxin Live, where we are almost at 500 subscribers. So hit that subscribe button. But more importantly, we have NFL Week 5 to talk about. NFL Week 6 coming up this week. So very exciting. This week, I say very exciting. This week wasn't a lot of great matchups, but it ended up being some crazy games. We're going to get into that. So yeah, wow, absolutely insane. A lot of huge leads were blown in this week, and especially my team. We could talk about that in a second. So first of all, let's start with week 5. How did we do? I think I went 500, so exactly even, nothing too exciting. It started off on Thursday with, wait, is this right? Wait, 49ers? No, is that right? The 49ers played the Rams this week? Was that Thursday night? Wow, I already forgot about that. That's right. This is where the Rams fumbled on the one. Yeah, okay, yeah. They fumbled on the 1 yard line, got stuffed on the 4. I don't know how the Rams lost. Mac Jones apparently having a resurgence. A great game, but then he got hurt. So the 49ers are really playing on one leg. That's an understatement. They have a lot of injured guys. So I was surprised by this, to be honest. San Francisco looked pretty good. They came into Los Angeles and got a win. So shout out to them. I mean, what more can I say? They did really well. The next one was the London game. It was in London. So they went from Dublin, Ireland to London. The Vikings played in both of those games. And I had the Vikings. I'm not going to lie. I was not feeling super confident because at the beginning they started off pretty decent. But then the Browns took the lead and I couldn't remember if it was 4.5 or 3.5. So when they're driving at the end, I'm like, if it's 4.5, I still lose. But then they scored that last touchdown at the very end. I'm like, yes, thank goodness it was 3.5. We hit it. These teams aren't very good. These two teams are not very good. So we're going to remember that for our next picks. Giants and Saints. This is the same thing. The Giants went up early and I'm like, man, I picked Spencer Rattler. I picked the Saints. But the Giants had a lot of turnovers. We had Scatabo. He's like, my gloves don't work, man. I can't hold on to the ball. So, yeah. Come on, Scatabo. Come on, just hold on to the ball, bro. So the Saints got their first win, probably one of their only wins, and they did pull it. I didn't watch a lot of this game, I'm not going to lie, because, I mean, look at the two teams they're playing. Do I need to say more? Then here's one that I was super disappointed in. I was super confident in Miami to beat the Panthers. They were underdogs, and they were beating the brakes off of the Panthers, and then, just like a lot of games in this week, all of a sudden, the leading team just starts crumbling. They were up 14 minimum. I don't remember if it was more than that. And then all of a sudden, backdoor Bryce over here just starts coming back. And not only is he backdoor Bryce, he's come back and win Bryce. I mean, they're 2-3 now. The Dolphins, 1-4. I mean, they're not as bad as the Titans, but they are down there. They're pretty bad. But these teams, I think, are pretty evenly matched. These are pretty close teams. And the Panthers end up winning. I was disappointed because we had the right pick the whole game. And then all of a sudden, Panthers come out of nowhere and come back and win. So yeah, that did happen, unfortunately. Raiders and Colts. The whole time, I do this all the time. We do these picks on Wednesday, and then I start like listening to the stuff, thinking about other stuff, and then I forget who I picked. I think I picked the other side. I thought I was on the Colts. I'm like, yeah, we're destroying them. Let's go. And then I check. I'm like, I picked the Raiders, which I will not be doing again, not unless they're like massive underdogs. But the Raiders, my boy Gino from West Virginia, looks so bad. Come on, G. I hope it's just an injury or something, but he is looking terrible. The Colts are still looking fantastic. They could be 5-0 if they didn't choke that game last week against the Rams. So 40-6. Wow. Another one I'm disappointed in. Another big lead that was blown. A lot of the games we missed this week, we had the right side for 3.5 quarters. And then all of a sudden, they decided to just fall apart. The Eagles were up 17-3 in the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter, 17-3 at home. This is the problem with the Eagles. I said before, I'm picking the Eagles until they blow it for me, and I was feeling great. I'm like, yeah, that was a great pick. The Eagles are killing it. They're dominating Bo Nix and the Broncos. And then they did the Eagles thing where they decide, you know what? We're up by 2 touchdowns. Let's just stop trying to score. Let's not ever throw to A.J. Brown. That's the things anyway. Just give it back. Can we get A.J. Brown back on the Titans? Cam Ward could use him. I mean, if you're Eagles, if you're not going to use him, if you're just going to let him run routes over there and hang out and, talk to the cornerback, just send him back to Tennessee. We'll take him. Okay. We could use him. You don't need to just have him blocking out there and doing nothing. They are so disappointing sometimes because they can just dominate for a few quarters. And they did this last week. They were up big and then it got really dicey at the end as if they were going to even win the game. And then this time they didn't. Bo Nix came back. They score a touchdown to cut it to 1 touchdown. Then they score and go for 2. And that's when I really got worried. I was like, oh no. Because then even if they score a touchdown, they're only going to win. They might go for 2 to get to cover 3, but they're not going to cover 4.5. So we were going to lose no matter what. And then I'm thinking, I had a bunch of things where it was like Eagles just to win, or not a bunch, but I had one thing, I think. I'm like, no, they're not even going to win now. So they're just going to lose. So that was a bummer. So I'm not sure about the Eagles now. I mean, I'm not super confident. I still feel like they should have covered this 4.5. The whole game they're dominating, and then all of a sudden they fall off. Cowboys and Jets. Look, the Cowboys stink on defense, but they can score some points. They are definitely not one of the worst teams out there. I mean, they're not a good team by any means, but they're much better than the New York Jets and Justin Fields. Though I do have Justin Fields on Dynasty, and he is still putting up stats. As long as he stays the starting quarterback, I'm going to keep playing him, because they were down and he had like 4 points, and all of a sudden he has 25 points because he's like running 40-yard runs and backdoor touchdowns when they're down by 30. You know, they still lost by 15, but he had a great fantasy game. So he's a good fantasy player. I don't know if he's going to stay the quarterback for very long, though, at 0-5. The Jets are the only team with a worse record than the Titans, though I will say the Jets would beat the Titans. The Titans are disgusting. We'll get to them. Congratulations, Cowboys. 2-2-1, completely 500, completely average. I think that's a totally fair record for who they are. Ravens. Guys, I think the Ravens might be done. All the injuries. Lamar might be out again. 1-4. They could be 1-5, 1-6 by the time he comes back. They look awful. They gave up 44 points to the Texans. The Texans stink on offense. Now, CJ Stroud also on Dynasty, so I need him to keep doing what he's doing. He played way better this week. But losing 44-10 at home to the Texans is not a good sign. These injuries are maybe insurmountable for the Ravens, sadly. So that's a really weird division now. The Steelers, like the only okay team in the division. Bengals are atrocious. Ravens are atrocious. Steelers and Browns are bad. I mean, maybe the Browns might be they might be the second best team at this point, because they're only losing by 4. They're not losing by 40, you know? So that's a very interesting division. Steelers, as long as Rodgers stays healthy, it feels like they can just cruise to like 9-7 and win the division. Texans, I'm not ruling them out. I did decide to go in on the Texans for the division when they were 0-2. I wish I'd waited till 0-3. And it feels like they're kind of rounding the corner a little bit. The problem is they're in the Colts division and the Jags division, and both of them are actually playing fantastic. AFC South actually decent, besides the Titans. Kind of crazy. So interesting to think about there. Best game of the day. Oh my goodness. Tampa Bay versus Seattle. Wow. What a game. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield, absolutely the most fun player to watch in the NFL right now. If you disagree, give me a name down below, but I don't really know how you can top Baker. The dude is charismatic. The dude goes all out on the field. He'll give up his body. He'll run and get destroyed. He'll, he's taking those hits as he's going deep, throwing touchdown passes. He's getting in your face. I don't remember what game it was, but the game where he thought he rolled his ankle or something, and he's rolling on the ground, and the guy starts talking crap to him, and he just hops up and starts getting in his face. He's like, I don't care about being injured. He is the most fun player to watch in the NFL, and his team is actually good. 4-1 Buccaneers. My Atlanta Falcons pick is not looking too good. Falcon fan, we're in trouble. Atlanta fan, I should say. But so amazing game. Seattle honestly could have won this game. They were up a touchdown. They gave up a touchdown, then threw an interception. Darnold's been playing great, but he did have a Darnold moment there. Then we have, stupidest game of the day. We got to get to this because this is my team. Plus 7.5 Titans. I refuse to pick the 7.5 Titans, but if you guys watched the last video, I also said I hate picking the Cardinals because they suck. Well, boy, was I wrong. They don't suck. They're atrocious. The Cardinals are that's a despicable franchise for what just happened. How in the world do you lose, not only not cover, but lose the game? I mean, I'm mad for the Cardinals fans. Well, I'm also mad because the Titans are going to be the worst team in the NFL. And if we get stupid wins like this, we're not going to get the first pick because we're going to need all the picks we can get this year, because I can tell you right now, the Titans team, this is not it. We are not good. We're not going anywhere. We need to keep adding picks to Cam Ward. I still believer in Cam Ward. I don't think he doesn't have a lot to work with, but back to the Cardinals. I mean, oh my goodness. If you guys didn't watch this game, I'm sure you guys saw the highlights. 21-3 at one point, 21-6 in the third quarter. And the Cardinals, who are on their third and fourth string running backs, as everybody keeps getting hurt. James Conner's out. Trey Benson's out. They're on to DeMercado and that other dude that started. Well, DeMercado is he's the subject of this problem here. And what are you doing? What like people, Deshaun Jackson did the thing where he catches the ball, he runs, he's wide open, he drops the ball at the 1 yard line. Like people have done that before. This one was so much worse because with Deshaun Jackson, he took the ball and he dropped it behind him. So his body was like basically crossing the line, but he was dropping it at the one behind him. So it was still stupid. Like it was the dumbest thing you can do. But this guy, DeMercado, took it to the next level. He held the ball out in front of him so he can see that he's not in the end zone. He's at the one and he's holding the ball like this and he's flipping it into the end zone. Why? What are you doing? Just run into the end zone. Then you could flip it in the stands, throw it wherever you want. He goes like, and just flips it out of the back of the end zone and he doesn't even know there's a guy behind him too. The guy's trying to poke it out. He doesn't even get to the ball, but he's like, what am I doing? And just throws it out. I don't know what he was doing. It was insane. So the Titans get the ball back. They score a touchdown, miss the extra point because they're the Titans. And I'm still like, wow, it doesn't even matter because they're still going to cover 7.5. Well, then that crazy play where the Cardinals intercept the ball, the guy runs 3 steps, rolls on the ground, all of a sudden the ball goes flying out, it gets kicked around 10 times, and the Titans recover it for an end zone touchdown. It was on the 10-yard line when he picked it off. How does it end up in the end zone? What are the Cardinals doing? And then they're like punting it back to the Titans, giving up big plays to the worst offense in the league. All of a sudden, they're kicking a 30-yard field goal for the win, which we almost missed because we're terrible. It was disgusting to watch the Titans win like that. And look, I'm happy we won a game. It's nice to be on the board. You mean you don't want to be the first winless team with 17 games because the Lions lost 0-16, but now there's 17 games. You don't want to be the first team to do that. But oh my goodness, did we not deserve this win? It was disgusting. Okay, enough on that. Cardinals, disgusting team. They should never be favored again. They're awful. I said they weren't good the whole year, but that was worse. I mean, how do you lose to the Titans? Then the Commanders and the Chargers. Wow, speaking of injuries, Chargers, pretty banged up. Pretty banged up, sadly. Washington, yeah, they looked okay. They looked pretty good. Jaden Daniels is back. That's good for my fantasy team. I have him. Not a lot to say about this game. It just feels like the Chargers are really beat up and they can't block anybody right now. And Joe Alt's out, so he might be back, but the other guy at the beginning of the year got hurt. He's out for the year. So I don't know if they're going to be able to recover. They started off so well at 3-0. They looked amazing, and now everybody's hurt. So is what it is. Another game I didn't really watch, Detroit and the Bengals. Jake Browning, they just traded for Flacco. That's how bad Jake Browning was. They traded for Joe Flacco. They gave up a 5th-round pick. They got back a 6th, so they just moved back one spot. But they gave up an asset for Joe Flacco, who is like 50 years old. So crazy. The Lions look awesome, so I don't need to say much more about that. Speaking of awesome, the Patriots, what an amazing performance. Josh Allen finally defeated. And the Bills defense, 23 points isn't horrible, but they did not look awesome. Bills offense also not amazing. Josh Allen's great, but I think the Patriots, they might be okay, 3-2. They might have a real season coming up. And then the final game, the Chiefs and the Jags. What a weird game. It felt like the Jags were killing them. Or they weren't killing them, but they looked pretty good. And then the Chiefs are like, nah, we're taking over this game. And then that pick six turned everything. Pick six turned everything, and the Jags are 4-1. And what about that last touchdown? Oh my, I thought the Jags were about to jag right there. Like they had no timeouts. Trevor Lawrence takes the snap, gets stepped on by his lineman, falls on the ground, tries to get up, falls again, gets back up. He runs like this. Oh, he looks like a uncle trying to run with the ball before he finally tucked it. But I don't know how he scored a touchdown, and then they win. It was crazy. So the Chiefs are down to 2-3, and the Jags are 4-1. I still don't trust the Jags because terrible Lawrence interception, though it was probably pass interference. That crazy moment where they fell on the ground. I'm not totally bought in yet, but big win. Big win. So let's check out this week. Week 6, that was a weird week this week. We have the Eagles at the Giants, and man, the Eagles, I had faith in you. Now I'm like, but they did just come off a loss. I mean, Jackson Dart and Scattaboo. I'm sticking with the Eagles. Now, if they get up 3 touchdowns and then give them 2 touchdowns to cover, I will not be shocked, but the Eagles, they're coming off a loss against the division opponent. They got to win this game. They got to win big. And the Giants are not good, 1-4. Next up, we have Broncos at the Jets. The Jets. Oh, no, this isn't at the Jets. This is also in London, or is it in another country? We're doing so many countries this year, I can't keep up. The Broncos are looking pretty good. The Jets are terrible. They have Justin Fields, but 7.5 is a lot of points in an international game. Am I really going to convince myself to pick Justin Fields? The Jets are terrible. They're really bad. But international travel, Bo Nix. Broncos offense hasn't looked awesome. Usually these international games are really close. I'm going to regret this, but I'm taking the Jets. I don't think they're going to win the game, but it's always like 21-17 in these games. It's always 17-14. You know, it's never like 28-0, which is what I would expect from this game if it was in the United States. So let's go Jets. Jets. You can't be the last. I mean, you are the last team, but you can't be winless forever. You got to win a game. Cardinals, Colts. Easiest Colts in my life. The Colts are, I think the Cardinals will be, a little revved up, but they've lost 3 in a row. And look what's happened. The Colts have looked awesome. I didn't pick them last week at home against the Raiders because I'm like, that's a lot of points. It's a lot of points. Well, are the Raiders any worse than the Cardinals? I mean, they're both really bad. I don't think that this should be a close game. Now, Kyler might come out and run around for like 80 yards, but I don't believe in Kyler Murray. Not one bit, especially after what I saw this week. Colts -6.5. Dolphins and Chargers. Okay, this is a tough one because the Dolphins have looked terrible the whole time. The Chargers have no offensive line. It's in Miami at 12 o'clock. It's going to be hot. Wow, this is tough. Everybody's picking the Chargers. The Chargers looked bad this week against Jaden Daniels and the Commanders, who I'm not sure are that good. They scored 10 points. The Dolphins' defense is pretty terrible, though, so if any, they don't have a Marion Hampton anymore either. So they're down to their third running back. No offensive line. The Dolphins don't have Tyreek Hill. This is just, wow, this is a hard game to pick. I don't like this position for the Chargers, but I think they're going to come out hot trying to win this. I mean, you got to win. You've lost 2 in a row. Are they going to win by 4.5 though? I'm going to go Dolphins. I'm picking a lot of bad teams this week. I don't like where we're going. Steelers and Browns at the Steelers. The Browns are now playing Dylan Gabriel, who, I'm not going to lie, he wasn't that bad. But at the Steelers are 3-1. I could see it being kind of close, but they got a week of tape on this guy. I'm going with the Steelers. They're going to beat the Browns this week, and they're going to cover. They're going to cover. Cowboys at the Panthers. At the Panthers can be a little dicey because the Panthers have been much better when they're at the Panthers versus when they're not at the Panthers. Then they are really, really tough. Cowboys, they can score points, but they're going to give up points. This will probably be a pretty high-scoring game. 3.5 points on the road. I still can't go with, I'm picking bad teams this week, but I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think that they're going to be able to score at least 30 points in this game. I think there's going to be a good chance to cover. It's probably going to be like a touchdown game just because it's going to be back and forth versus kicking field goals like 12-7 or whatever, nothing crazy like that. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. Jerry Jones flipping off fans. All this craziness is going to be happening. It's going to be insane. Seattle at the Jaguars. Jaguars have been really impressive. They're at home. They're underdogs actually to Seattle. That's interesting with how good the Jags have looked. I like Seattle, though. I really like Seattle, but they just gave up 38 points to the Buccaneers. And wasn't that in Seattle, too? And this is on the road. You got to go all the way across the country at 12. Oh, 12 in the after, or 12. Yeah, this is a noon game. Going all the way from Seattle, cross country, noon game. I think the stats are probably going to be pretty nice. I like the Jags. That travel plan is not awesome. They are coming off a loss. The Jags are coming off a win. I hate picking the Jaguars because they do so many dumb things, but they've looked pretty awesome this year. They get a home game. Seattle's got a lot of travel. Yeah. Darnold, are you going to be able to do it here? I'm going to go Jags. This is my first time picking the Jags for the year. Don't burn me, Jags. Rams at Baltimore, 7.5 points. They're so bad. Oh my goodness, they're getting 7.5 at home. Wow. This has got to mean Lamar's not playing. So based off that, if Lamar was playing, a touchdown, I would probably pick them, but I got to go with the Rams coming off this loss. They are going to defeat the Ravens by more than 7.5 in this game. And we've got a couple more games. The Patriots and the Saints. Oh, thank you for that. The Patriots are at the Saints, and the Saints have been pretty decent. The Patriots, I say the Saints have been pretty decent. They were good for one game. The Patriots have been awesome. This feels like a game. We just beat the Bills. We're awesome. We're not gonna lose this game. Guess what happens? You lose to the Saints, or you lose by or win by 3 or something like that. I could definitely see that happening. Drake May's had a couple of good games. I don't know if 3.5 is the right line here. I mean, they're probably 5 points better than the Saints, but it feels like a letdown game here. I'm a little worried about that, so I'm going to go with the Saints. I'm picking so many bad teams this week. This is going to be a bad week. I'm scared. Titans, 4.5 point underdogs against the Raiders. These teams are both terrible. There's no way I'm picking the Titans. The Titans are getting a little respect because they won that game last week. That game should have been 31-6. Like, there's no reason it should have been 22-21. Absolutely should not have won the game. The Raiders are not good, but they're certainly better than the Titans. They will definitely win this game, and they'll probably win by 14 points, if I had to guess, on the road. No chance the Titans win this game. 49ers at the Bucks. Stick with my boy Baker. This man has not let us down hardly at all this year. 49ers are still banged up. I don't care if it's Purdy or Mac Jones. Actually, Mac Jones has been a little better, but they're both banged up. So are they really going to go into Tampa? I know Tampa's banged up, but Baker Mayfield is playing. That is all I need to know for Tampa. 2.5 points, that's a field goal. You cover with a field goal. Give me Baker Mayfield, my guy. That is an absolute stud right there. Then we have, what in the world? 14.5. The Bengals are so bad. Now, is Joe Flacco going to be able to play this week? Because if it's Browning, I don't feel good about 14.5, but wow. The Packers are probably going to want to win big after that tie, and coming off a bye week, they've been thinking about a tie and a loss for 2 weeks. But 14.5? Wow, I mean, they did just lose by like 18, so I guess it's possible. Am I really going to pick a 14.5 point? I don't think I am. I picked the Saints against the Bills in a 17.5. They ended up covering that. The Bengals are terrible, but I just can't do that many points in the NFL. These are professional football players. They're going to have some pride. They're going to come out. They're going to actually play hard. Now, they might lose by 30 because they're the Bengals, but I can't pick 14.5 in the NFL. 2 more. How many more games do we have? There's so many games. Wow. Okay. The Lions are underdogs against the Chiefs. Wow, the Lions have looked good. The Chiefs could go 2-4, but the Lions are awesome. I don't think the Chiefs are bad. Oh, we got the baby crying right now. I don't think the Chiefs are bad, but the Lions have looked really incredible. And even though it's at the Chiefs, I know the Chiefs I don't think they're bad, but they've had such a tough schedule. Being 2-4 wouldn't shock me at all. Let's go Lions here. Falcons, Bills. Oh, my Falcons. Oh, I really don't want to pick against my Falcons, but only 3.5 points thanks to that loss. Yeah, I mean, the Falcons are better at home, but it's the Buffalo Bills. It's Josh Allen. They could still, they only have to win by 4. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills here. Come on, Falcons. Prove me wrong. We have you for 12 wins. You can do this. One more game. It's Washington and the Bears. More Bears games. Oh, man, it was nice having them off. The Bears are just painful sometimes. Washington, 4.5 at home against the Bears. Caleb Williams has looked okay. He's looked all right. He's been decent, right? He's not bad. Jaden Daniels. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Bill. I do him in fantasy. He was on the bench. Went off. Yeah, I just can't. I can't in good conscience pick the Bears. I picked a lot of terrible teams this week, but the Bears are one that I'm just not going to pick. So, guys, let's check out how we did this week. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Make sure you guys join the group. We have groups right here. You guys can get in on the Ruxin Picks group. 29 of you guys in it. Wait, I always do this. How do I get to the group? Group? Right there. Okay, sports pickup. Okay, how did you guys do? I didn't even. Oh, I did. Okay, there was 14 games, right? Or there was 2 buys, so there was only 70 points. Yeah, so I got half. Nobody really did great this week. This was a tough week. This was a really tough week. The best were 5 of you guys went 80 points. Atlanta fan, there you go. Good job, Beltron, Mozzie Toddy, Rothgar, and Ovio. You guys all had 80 points. Some of us also had 70. Who had the worst week? 30 points. Adams. Oh no. 3-11. That's rough. It's all right. That's all right. You just bounce back. You just pick your picks this week, bounce back. We're all about to make a bounce back right here. because week 6 is going to be our week. Maybe because I picked like the Saints and stuff like that. So we'll see if it's going to be our week. Guys, put your picks in and we're going to go over it every week and we'll see. Like if you have a great week, we'll see that you guys went 16-0 or whatever it is. So make sure you join the Ruxin Sports Pick'em on ESPN. I'm going to link it down below. Thank you guys for checking out this video. Make sure you subscribe. If you want to see more stuff about sports, football, basketball's coming up. I'm probably going to be doing something for the overall season for NBA, doing picks for the wins, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, LeBron's doing the decision ads to promote Hennessy or whatever it was. That was dumb, but yeah, we could talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. It's been fun. Ruxin Sports out.